So when we threw them into the fire,
they caught on fire.
There's runes or like engravings of names around the fireplace, right? Those lit up.
Nope.
They were glowing after we threw them in.
Well, it wasn't necessarily connected with the fire, but it was connected with you injuring them, damaging them, and it would flare up and go down, flare up and go down, as one of y'all would injure one of them or damage one of them, kill them. And now that they're in the fire, the whole place is lit. And it's definitely some correlation between the hearth and the creatures.
Yes.
The thin men,
if
you want to, forest men or stick men, whatever you want to call them.
We're having a barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, right now, I guess best way to think of it, there's, flames dancing high on the wall with these, as their limbs go up and down in the...
Oh, yeah. The world's most terrifying shadow puppet show.
When you said that, it just reminded me of what I did with Brambrack the other day. I puppeted one of them as I killed it. Where are you?
I forgot about that. That was kind of awesome.
You've made a Muppet of me, sir.
It's so yay! It's not funny. Anyway,
good times.
I had too much fun with that.
So
that
are
was
we?
Maybe a little of me slipping into Brambrack's personality more than the reverse. But...
There can be overlap.
Yeah. Anyways, other than that, I think we picked up on combat with that.
Yep. Then. Combat continues.
And honestly, it would be Flint's turn because both of us
top of the order.
Round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered if you guys had just gone the rest of the round to me. So.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That was the plan. We got the door shut. We got it barred. They're coming in through the top.
Correct. They were just knocked out of the top, so
how many are
scaling the walls?
How many are in there with us now?
3 active inside.
3 inside. Okay.
There's actually 2 in the fire and 1 dead.
Okay. And I'm still standing on the wall near the door. And what are there any near me or?
There's one that is confronting you, and let me get my frame of thought here. Okay, there's one that's confronting you. There's Jasper, basically wiped all his out with his cats, and there's one on Brambrack. That's where we are right now.
Okay, so I got to get them to the fire.
And to ramp it up, they're very physically active.
They're strong.
And this one, it's restricted because it decided to get on the wall with you. If it had been standing on the ground, it could have got at least 2 attacks on you. But because it's standing on the wall with you and its freakiness, it's only able to attack you with 1 arm.
It's like gripping on there.
Freakish limbs.
I was on a different screen, so you're on the mini boxes, and it swapped to Aaron going like that. Suddenly, and I was
we do have that kind of time warp kind of feel to us, don't we?
Yeah.
When we're moving it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if there's one near me, I'm just gonna try and kick him in the face and try and knock him down. So that'll be an athletics check.
This
Amara! I thought I was. Oh man, that's not great. But I have 2 attacks, so I can try again if this doesn't work. Yeah, it's only a 9.
No, you missed them. Their AC is 16. If that makes it easier on you.
Oh, this is a grapple, so it would be an opposed
Oh,
athletics check.
I'm sorry.
Or not a grapple, sorry, a shove. So I'm trying to shove him prone.
Well, you definitely shoved him. Then he rolled horribly.
Hey, all right.
Worse
At
than a
least
9?
consistent. Well, I rolled a 9, but he has disadvantage with the way he's standing and everything. So if he can't defend himself. So if I'm
Okay, well, I rolled a 9, and so if it's a tie, then neither of us make any ground. But I'll do it for my second
All right,
attack.
let's see what you
I'll
are
try.
then.
I'll try
Yeah.
one more time. So go ahead and roll one more time. That's better. That's 18.
He rolled a 9 again. So
All right, so I kick him in the face,
Damn.
and then it doesn't work, and I kick him one time harder, and he'll fall off the wall prone. And then I'm gonna jump over him, like I'm gonna detach from the wall, jump over him, and then kind of roll to a standing position, and then I'm just gonna sort of walk backwards toward the fire, just sort of taunting him to follow me.
these things, they're in character. If anything, they're in character, and he is just pissed off and wanting to get at you and promising you all kinds of creepy things that would scare a 12-year-old.
You want to play a game? You want to play a game? Come on, catch me then. And I'll just move
go
my
ahead.
full 30 to move towards.
Well, along with
the,
his own inclination, you're encouraging him. He's chasing you.
All right,
All
and
right.
that's my turn.
All right. Flint, that would be Jasper. Jasper, you steal this giant mantis.
Yeah.
Very impressed. It is your turn.
Is there one near by me still?
There's not, but Brambrit could probably use some help with the one that's on him.
All right. Well,
Or wait a minute.
I think my Panthers only took out one.
Flint,
There's only 30 more.
Flint is the closest to you, and he's heading towards the fire.
Mhm.
And the one that's on him has no thoughts for you at all. He's totally focused on Flint. So
Okay. Are
that's your choice.
there any coming in through the ceilings?
They were just knocked off.
Knocked off.
On their turn, I've already rolled. There will be more coming in on their turn.
There will be more coming in. Okay. Well,
You can hear them scrabbling up the walls and acting, as we've already done. I'll be glad to do the voice for you if you want.
Well,
Oh, they're gonna get y'all! Oh, yeah, man! I mean, they're in their own way.
Yeah. Does okay? I have an ability as this form to throw a rock, where I assume if I see a large boulder, I can grab it and throw it. I think I would instead like to
rocks.
Yeah.
Barrel,
Yeah.
maybe.
Barrels maybe. Instead, I would like to try and throw Twigman. So I'll run up and try and scoop him and throw him into the fire.
I would love to see you do that.
All right. I think an attack roll against him would be the fairest way to resolve that. But if you want to do a grapple, I got the same modifier to either attack or grapple. So
let's just see what he gets.
Oh, not great. I only got a 13.
I rolled a 5.
Hey.
So you got him if you want him.
Okay, so I scoop him up in little mantis attack, just going to grab him, and then I'll try and chuck him into the fire.
Okay. I guess you just need to roll the hit on chunking him into the fire. If I'm not
16.
mistaken. That's the best way.
16.
Okay. It's easily done. These things flailing around and everything else.
Yeah.
You're so overpowering that it's like picking up a G.I. Joe. He just goes where you want him to go.
It is this huge praying mantis form, so I imagine.
Yeah. I don't see that there's much fight once you get hold of him. All right. Hargis is drawing his sword, and he is attempting to head down the stairs.
He's still up on the.
He's saving the rest of his spells.
Good call.
He's used all his high level, 4th and 3rd level spells. So now it's back to the top. Brand, did you go?
Well, second verse, same as the first. We're just going to take the Shadow Blade and dance it across this piece of wood and treat it like a carving that's needing whittling. Let's see here. Let's get that attack out.
Might not be the best tool if you want to whittle something with it, but
I'm whittling its mind and spirit.
Brain whittle.
23 for the hit.
Hit.
That should do it.
And then, wish it didn't take me so long to do the damage on this thing. Sorry.
you and your fancy computers.
I do kind of like the dice, the link for that. I can't get it out
The
right.
digital dice roller.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It actually rolls and everything.
Mm-hmm. I like my shiny click clacks.
Yeah.
I do use digital dice when I'm the
DM?
Yeah. But just because there's
Thank
lots of monsters to deal with. But
Okay,
I
so
gotta admit, this is my shortcoming.
25 psychic damage.
Ooh,
Oh, he's
man.
down.
As long as I'm still in dim lighting.
He's down.
it's probably bright, right? With that inferno
It's
blazing.
chaos. It's chaotic. The light is actually making it harder to see because it's so.
One source, so it's
Flickering
just
shadows all over.
there's bright areas, but there's also dark
Right.
areas because of the
If you're
stuff.
up close to the, fire, it's actually really bright. But any distance at all, and it's like a strobe light almost. In the opposite.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
drive that into him.
Choppy,
I guess I
choppy.
could have rolled to see if I got a natural 20. I only rolled once, but whatever. Okay. So now that one's down and he's he's dead. There's not another one immediately close to me. They're just the ones
No.
coming down from the ceiling and then
Correct.
whatever we did to the door.
Right.
But seeing as how the things got lit up a bit with the blaze, I'm going to begin the process of dragging over the corpse of the one to the fireplace.
So you have two now. You down two of them. There's one.
Yeah, the other one
down.
I left over by the door.
Right. Okay. You can do that, and Hargis will yell out, "They're coming on the roof!" And you see that there's four at each entrance that are attempting to get into the roof. It's such a big opening that all four of them can climb in, but it's not something they can do fast. So if you care to have it, you have more than an action before they can get to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and let y'all go. I guess the best way to do it would be to go through our list again and just see what y'all are doing.
Okay.
So Brand, you're dragging a corpse. Flint,
Go.
do you have any thoughts on what you want to do, seeing these guys coming? I don't
Sorry,
think you can do it.
Just say so. I think you cut out at the end there.
He's asking
Right.
what you wanted to do.
Did they take their turn yet?
They are coming in the entrance at the top of the roof.
Oh, okay. And then
And
the
that-
one
and
that
that's
I
what
was
we do.
taunting just got lifted up and chucked,
Right.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Stealing
Um,
your kills.
All
Sorry,
the
man.
tonic you can afford, basically an it monster.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna kind of yell over to, I guess, everybody and just be like, "What do you think? Should we keep killing them or should we lock them out?" Okay, I look over at Hargis and Brandbreck and not the thing.
Hargis-
Bran, dragging the body, is twirling the blade around with the biggest grin on his face. He's just having a grand old time. And he has a far off look in his eyes, Bran's just on the battlefield. He doesn't think that we're in a house anymore.
Okay.
Maybe you should get down here, Hargis, and help us out.
He's
And
racing down the stairs now. Actually,
We'll
no,
just
he's
fight them
flying down.
We'll just
He
fight them
jumped
as they
over the
come.
edge.
I've
slide it.
got that
Do it.
battle vigor with me. I can take some more hits. Let's do this.
Okay.
If there's, I'll just kind of stand at the ready, getting ready for them to come.
Hargis
Aren't
has
there
his
two-
harping his sword out, and he comes basically stop flying down in style, I guess. Or what were you saying, Brand?
Oh, no. I'll wait till my turn to say what my plan is.
Oh, well, this will be your turn before they get to you.
Okay, so we've taken a moment. I would like to take the ones that are burning inside the fire and drag one of them out and throw it outside the front door to make an example.
We did bar that. It's got a big bar across it.
Yeah, there would be a problem
Not
with
sure if
that.
you want to let a flood open the floodgates.
So you're gonna reach into the
Earthquake
burning
and
inferno and grab
I
one
think
of the
it's a
flaming
great plan.
corpses, and then carry the flaming corpse 40 foot to the door.
Okay, well, there's one on the ground still, so instead, I will grab the torch out of my inventory and light it and drag the dead corpse of one to the door. I'll say, open it up, I want to make an example. And I'm looking at Jasper, see if he'll do it.
Make a persuasion check against his.
You got the 180 there.
Let's see.
You want me to do a persuasion?
Nope, you got a natural one. So as long as you don't roll a natural one.
Oh, are you kidding?
Well, I'll have you know, my persuasion is quite high, so I'm a very persuasive
Not gonna,
22.
22, yeah. So having just closed the door, Mantis Jasper goes and skitters over.
I'll be next to you, Brandbreak, with my shield of repulsion out, ready to blast anything out if it's rushes in.
He skitters over and just
backing up, watching your back.
opens the door.
So when the door opens, I'll just open it up and light the body and kick it out, and I'll say, "We're not accepting any solicitors. Get off our lawn. Get out of our house. The game's over. Good night," and then close the door.
Oh my! Hey, you know they take ineffective swats at you, but they can't. You know the reaction. I'll just check the reaction.
If you want, I can make an intimidation.
No, you caught them flat-footed. All they were focused on going up, and when you open the door for your little thing,
threw out a burning body of theirs.
Yeah, their gears don't change that fast, I guess. So, well, they drop.
Close it again. And...
This is what happens when you make blocks out of wood instead of metal.
True.
Well, Jasper, do you have anything you want to do before they have their turn?
I'll just instruct my panthers to go hide in the
and not open the door.
Yeah, in the side areas. So he'll have them go hide, and then he'll close the door again and put the beam across it. So
I'll just continue to complain like an old man at his house. Like, get off my lawn, you stupid kids!
Doorbell dictionary.
These skinny child monsters. They don't climb down. They just flop off the top into like a messy heap on the floor, breaking. It sounds like twigs breaking. And then where they weren't scary, almost comical, now they're scary as the light plays over them. You know, with their wisp of hair and skinny bodies.
So I have my lit torch in one hand. How many rounds of combat was this that we've waited on? Is it only 2 rounds or what?
From when we started, or just them climbing down? You mean?
From the time that I finished my turn with stabbing him to now, how many rounds has it been? Because that would shorten the duration. So 3 rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a couple to drag him to the door and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
Okay.
Because
you're counting
duration on my shadow blade.
Yeah.
Right.
So probably got another
before I would have to recast
5 rounds to go or so.
Yeah.
I have 2 rounds left.
Okay. All right.
They're not messing around.
All right.
They're using all combinations of feet and legs to race towards y'all.
Yeah.
And all right, I believe y'all have the action.
Flinty.
Flinty. Oh, it'd be Brand first.
Oh, Brand's first? No.
Debating if I should mage hand my torch up to one of those openings so that they can't go down that opening.
It's only a 30-foot range, though.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna kill them as they come down. Is there one that's flopped that's still prone on the ground near me?
Um, all the ones that were in there have been thrown in the, except for that one that you downed. The first one that was down that you killed twice.
Oh yeah, that I threw out the door.
I think he was asking if
Right.
one of the new ones that had fallen down, if there was one that had fallen and still was prone on the ground nearby.
Yes. Yeah, there is. They're not in any specific order. They just plop down.
Okay, I'll go to the closest one, and I'll step on his arm, and then hold the torch to his face, like in his face, touching it. And then as that's going, I'm just going to be jabbing my sword into his back.
I guess we need to do some sort of strength counter because he's gonna dislike
Try
that.
to resist the pin.
Right, he's gonna try to escape you.
Hargis has got to count 1, 2.
So what would be called a post strength check?
Yep.
Yeah, opposing strength check. Brambrek
Yeah,
is...
athletics.
I mean, for the most part, it was me just stepping on it, not to pin him down.
A
otherwise
flavor-
I would be
a
doing
flavor
grapple
step?
check. Yeah, it was a flavor step.
Oh,
I'm totally fine with this. So let's say that I attempt to pin him. What did he roll?
you rolled a 13.
Well, that's higher than mine. Because I am an acrobatic dwarf elf.
Not a.
I mean, you'll still get your attack on him.
Okay.
I'm reading more into it than I probably should.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay.
No, you're good.
Could have been important.
Okay.
15
Flint, what do you
to
got?
hit.
Okay. That hits. No. 16 AC.
So it does
So-
not hit.
It's not
So
yet.
with the torch, then, which is an improvised weapon,
Your offhand.
the lit torch, that is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
It's a torch. I guess it's a club that's lit on fire.
Yeah.
My intent is to light him on fire with it, and that's it.
Yeah. They
Okay.
kindle fairly quickly, so if you hit, they will catch on fire.
Nice.
Excellent. I will shove it in his mouth and hold it there.
It's like.
Just like kick him over and just shove it in and just like.
Well, I need some help figuring out the damage for that because that is not something I expected to happen.
In the book, torches deal 1 fire damage.
One
One-
fire damage.
Thank you.
But, if he catches fire, he might start taking 1d6 or
Per
1d10
round, yeah.
per turn or something.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
a D6 per.
So, Flint, what's your action?
Just that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
The
Yeah.
other dwarf.
had me there for a minute.
So, there's the one that that he's butchering or torturing, flambeing. What else is in front of me?
One
Fine by
must
the door
wonder
with him?
what kind of elf was I?
Four at the front entrance. There's 4 at the back entrance. One of which is being hindered by Brambrick as he's trying to kindle a fire in his mouth.
Okay, and he's so Brandbreck's at the front entrance, you said, or the back entrance?
I pretty much just situated him how he was facing the back. He was at the back. I forget exactly why now. I apologize. But he was fighting at the back. Oh, he came off the balcony, and he was fighting one of them at the
Brandbreck?
back. You were kind of at the side, and Jasper was at the front.
Okay, so Jasper's at the front.
Hargis is in the back.
Hargis and Brandbreck are in the back.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with Jasper at the front. I mean, it's a giant praying mantis, but
Yeah.
fight means he's still got to maintain concentration.
His head
so
just keeps turning.
I'll help
It just
him out.
never stops turning.
I look away before it turns too far. Yeah, so if there's one there, I'll just I don't have any
Yeah.
fire.
There's 2 up, and the other 2 are still recovering enough to start moving around towards y'all.
Okay. Well, we can at least get them all beaten up and wounded until they until we can get them lit up. But yeah, I don't have any fire effects. Actually, do I have any torches? I do. Okay. Yeah, I'll use my action to light a torch of my own.
Okay.
And get that ready to fend them off if they get too close.
It's easily done with the bonfire behind you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So I'll just light it as I run towards the entrance, and then I'll try and hit one with I'll make 2 hits with a torch then.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Not proficient, so it would just be strength. 7 and a 21. So I think that latter one hits.
Definitely hits. Yeah.
Okay, so I hit him for 1 fire damage, but hopefully he'll catch on fire if he's dry kindling enough.
Yeah, they catch pretty readily.
All right.
Mainly
Like
the
the wreaths on Weathertop.
And all right, Jasper, what are you doing?
Okay, I'll grab
Giant bug.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and give a little scoop to one and run him over to the fireplace. I can. Here's the question. This is a little atypical. This form gets 2 fist attacks. So could I grab one in each arm and run over to the fire and just drop them in?
Well, I know you don't want to hear my stories about praying mantis, so yes, I say you can. Because I have seen praying mantises literally kill an ant, stick it under its arm, then grab 2 more later.
So freaking cool.
They are. I spent a lot of summers with farm ants and praying mantises.
I argue the point that you can't because you don't have fists. You said you have 2 fist attacks.
My tibial spine attacks, yeah.
But better put some boxing gloves on that.
So pop. Yeah, I'll try and grab 2 and run them over the fire. So we'll see if I grab this first one here. Oh, 19 on the die, so that'll be a 28 to hit. And then 19 on the die. Oh my gosh, how funny. 2 different die, both rolled.
19 damage?
Yeah, no, 19 to hit. So I'm just gonna scoop up 2 of them. One in each tibial spine, and then I'll 40 feet of movement over to the fireplace and just drop them in there.
Okay.
Hey, somebody has made a homebrew giant mantis.
Oh, yeah?
Stat.
Ooh.
And it actually seems kind of legit. Like when they attack, they automatically grapple if they hit.
I mean,
that sounds like a
that's.
And then they're ambushers, and they have surprise attacks.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
You could read Fading Suns. Fading Suns had their what do you call them? Druids.
Uh-huh.
They had a mantis druid.
That's cool.
And he had special abilities besides psionics. It might be interesting to read to give you an idea. But all right, they're going to attack.
All right, so I dunked those 2 into the fire, then just tossed them in there.
I'm trying to think of the mechanics of it. I think because you're fast enough, I think you could probably grab them up and move back to the fire.
Yeah, I've got 40 foot of movement, so
turning around. It's basically turning around for you.
Yeah, by the door.
If you're in giant form.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can. I think maybe what do y'all think? See, this is not a situation I anticipated. Having to figure out
We're
what
really like moving outside.
praying mantis would do.
That's okay. That's what it's for.
It's up to you.
We're playing fast and
loose.
It
seems like you would have to
here.
attempt to throw them in the fire, like roll to see if you hit the fire.
If
yeah.
I think I had time to plan on
You
that.
are mistaken, my friend.
Easy.
If I can get from the front door to the fireplace with the 40 foot of movement, I think it was within that range. If not, then I'll just be making my way towards the fireplace. So I forget how much distance there was from the front door to the fireplace.
I think because of your size, you have more enough room to just turn around and put the fire. It's literally just turning around for you with your size. I'm not
actually.
I'm
huge.
Large?
I'm huge.
Oh, you're huge. Okay.
So I do fill up quite a bit of space in here.
Yeah, probably should be making everybody dodge your thorax.
I'm very dainty on my little legs.
Well, we're dwarves,
He was
so
very
for the
light
most
on
part,
his
we're
feet.
probably underneath him the
Yeah,
whole time.
That's true.
No, you're
Argus.
getting a lot of backing that thing up.
All right, so I'll drop them in the fire. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say they're in the fire. They don't like that. I mean,
Well,
so-
if they want, they could do like an athletics to try and hold on to me after I try and throw them into the fire. I just like try and drop
actually,
them in.
they were trying to get out of the fire before they
Yeah,
caught on fire. So, yeah, they didn't. It didn't occur to the GM to hold on to you.
To be fair, they're pretty dumb.
They were.
They are
were
pretty
starting.
dumb. I am playing that.
They've seen mantises before. This seems
Don't
bigger.
diss yourself as the DM. That's not allowed.
Maybe I'm channeling it. All right, their attack. Okay, Brand,
All
you
right.
see you have one on you. One of them actually hits you.
Oh man!
Oh, did it?
Crazy
How much damage did it
roundhouse
do?
swings.
Raking claws and
14 points of
not
damage.
bad, not bad.
Well, uncanny dodge it.
For half.
Do it. Do
So
it.
as it comes to me, I take the blow to the jump in the air and take the blow, and then I grab onto his thorax that goes swinging by to lessen the blow.
You grab and wave, huh?
Yeah, I basically pull a Pirates of the Caribbean where you grab the rope to avoid the tack for the most
Yep.
part.
Classic.
All right.
So 7 points.
Okay, 7 points is fair. Thank you. Thank you for not letting me kill you.
You're welcome. I'll do it more.
I feel so much better now.
I'm glad that we have a mutual understanding here.
Okay, Flint. Oh,
Now that I know your true intentions.
Did they?
All
Yeah.
right.
things happen.
Did they all go?
You
People
were
die.
definitely you were
It
bitch
is a-
slapped, sir.
Did all the creatures go, or?
No, I'm still going through them right now.
Oh, okay.
15 points of damage
To Flint.
What
as
was
he
the
does a roundhouse
it?
swing on you.
what was it to hit though? What was
He
the
rolled a
attack
natural
roll?
20. He rolled
Oh,
a
okay.
natural.
Oh man, those
All
hit.
right. So, how many points of damage?
15 points of damage.
All right.
Retribution.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through all my dice here. I always feel like playing fair.
Give everybody a turn.
It's a habit I got into in this game. Okay, Jasper.
All right.
You have one hit on you? No? What's your AC?
12. They probably hit.
Hey, he hit you.
Not great AC on this
Okay.
big boy.
9 points of damage.
Damage, okay. I'll make my concentration check in
Yeah.
a second here.
One of them just got a lucky strike on your big old thorax.
Yeah, big
and,
juicy target there.
smacked you good.
This mantis is thick. Mantis
Okay, Hargus.
mantis thorax is
Oh.
thick.
I actually like Hargus. Oh, Hargus gets slapped.
I made that DC
You see his
exact.
gray hair. You messed up his overly low part. Okay. He didn't like it.
I'm gonna make a masochistic monster that just loves it when you hurt it.
I made a.
Really.
I don't want to
creepy.
get off topic too much, but I made a melee cantrip punch based sorcerer.
Is it called a muscle wizard?
No, he wasn't muscly, but everything was based on like reactions for doing damage and cantrips and stuff like that. So like hellish rebuke. So like he always like I dumped his armor class because I wanted him to get hit all the time. So when people would punch me, he had an aura that would do damage on hits. So like he wanted to get hit. So he had really high health, really low AC, and everything was built on punching and doing like counter punches and stuff like that,
Getting hit.
reactions, to do hellish rebuke and stuff like that. All these
Yeah,
counter.
with proficiency and spitting and cussing
Yeah, so
too.
he was this like really raucous kind of Australian accented guy, and it was a good time. But anyway, sorry. To your point of liking to get hit, I mean, so that was kind of his whole jam.
Mine was just going to be a questionable individual that would discuss the players into not wanting to hit him anymore because he
Just
seemed
like,
to enjoy it too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're getting into Little Shop of Horrors with Steve Martin as the dentist, and Bill Murray as the patient. Did you ever see that? Little Shop of Horrors?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
I know Scott did.
Yes.
You guys got to look that one up.
Oh, of course.
Steve Martin is a sadistic
Great
dentist
version.
who loves his work a little too much, and Bill Murray is a masochistic patient that comes in after hearing about what a nightmare this dentist is, and their scene together has got to be one of cinematic history. So you could, if you don't want to watch the whole movie, just look up Little Shop of Horror dentist scene, and maybe get Steve Martin's song that he sings before that, be a dentist.
I will guarantee you, once you watch a little of it, you'll.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Rick Moranis, when at his prime, and a lot of great actors. It's good. So
Dark humor abounds.
Did you know Rick Moranis is acting again?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Now that his kids are all grown up.
Yeah, what a cool guy. Just took off a big long break to raise his kids.
Yeah, at the peak of his career, he was like one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. Everyone wanted him.
Probably so he wouldn't humiliate them and also get heckled by them.
By who?
His kids.
I don't know. I believe he lost his wife to cancer or something.
Rick Moranis
like that.
did, yeah.
And so he
there's
really
real
became a
reasons. I was
single
just making-
dad for
Oh, I know. But it is touching.
however
that he,
long
yeah.
until his last kid left the house, and then he's back.
Yeah, pretty cool guy.
My kids have always asked
Pretty
me
cool
not
guy.
to embarrass,
I mean,
which I thrive. So
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was like one of the ones I watched as a kid all the time. That, and then the first Ghostbusters were just staples.
Is that who he is? The dad
Yeah,
in
he's the
that?
dad in
Or is
Honey, I
he-
Shrunk the Kids, and the really
He's on
geeky
Ghostbusters as
Keymaster from
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Right. From Gus.
he did a lot of voice work too. I don't remember what all it was, but he did a lot of voice work where he quit
Yeah.
too.
Anyway,
Back to the
Good
combat. Jasper, you tossed two in the fire, and the one came up
Mm-hmm.
behind you and swatted you a good one on the behind.
Jasper's head turns 180 degrees and looks backwards at it.
Flint and Hargis are struggling. Excuse me, Brambrick and Hargis are struggling with the two real.
Yep.
And here's my dilemma: Brambrick, Hargis wants to throw Shatter at the fire,
Ooh.
but he's too pressed to do it right now. At the hearth, but that is his inspiration, and he does throw inspiration on Bran.
Okay.
So
I mean, I don't mind being collateral damage. By all means, feel free.
no, I don't know how he
Take it.
actually can't do it right now, but
Oh yeah, he's out of spells.
he's down to second. Well, Shatter. I was thinking he was out, but Shatter is a second level spell.
So
I've been throwing it at higher levels.
Hargis is yelling, "Destroy the hearth!" Basically, is that kind of what he's?
Yeah, that's it. That's his argument.
Okay.
And
I'll yell over to
see.
Flint, telling him the same thing. Hargus says, "Destroy the hearth."
But isn't that how we're getting rid of these creatures?
You got any better ideas?
Oh, the runes. Maybe there's some connection. Go for it, Hargus.
well, Hargis is saying all kinds of stuff, and he's pointing that there's more of those creatures. You can see eyes gathering at the top of the roof where they're entering in.
Really wanted to
So
know
this-
what all kinds of
Like,
stuff
Might
is.
be getting overwhelmed. Kind of a thought here.
Correct.
Flappins.
Yeah. Jobbies, Jimmy, Jabber, get that fucking carrot.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Bunch of Hargisisms. Anyway,
I'm gonna break
swap
all
it
your
around,
twigs and
Brand.
all your berries and shove them where the sun don't shine, you splintery.
Hargis would make a good scat man bard.
With a lot of rolled R's.
All right.
Brand, what are you doing?
Flint.
Brand, you're up.
Back at the top with Bran, I think.
Oh, is it Bran?
I think that's what, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
Yes.
Flint.
Back at the top of the
No,
order
it's,
with you.
it's Brand.
Right. Is there
you.
another one near by me that like they're still following down? I don't really have
No.
a method to destroy the hearth. So I guess I'll just ask Flint. Flint, do you have a way to destroy this? You're used to building stuff. What about taking it apart?
I'm not a mason. I don't build hearths. I
will
build
use
gadgets
my.
and whatnot.
Okay, fine.
But I'm
I
just breaking
am
stuff.
proficient
Me?
and
Did you
have
just do a
mason
Star Trek
tools.
Bones moment?
I'm an artificer, not a
I am
mason.
broken.
Then you would know the weakest part to target. I can break it too if Hargis isn't enough to break it.
Listen, I've been a dwarf for less than a quarter of my life. I don't know these things that well. Okay, I'll try to figure it out. So
You're
I'm gonna pull
drunk.
out my mason tools that I have proficiency in, and I guess I'm gonna try and find a weak point on the hearth to break it from, or figure out the best way to break
It's got
it.
this blaze just burning.
Would that be like an intelligence check plus my proficiency or something?
Sounds good.
Investigation, maybe.
Looking for a weak point in the...
What do you want me to do, DM?
I'd accept just pretty much anything you wanted to roll
Can I
against.
persuade the rocks?
That accepts persuasion. Although they may
I'm
come in
no
handy
bard,
later.
but I will seduce
hammer.
your bad guys.
Bran sidles up next to the hearth and he's just like, hey there.
Hey, weird rocks.
Can I just
I
say,
have quite the firm foundation.
you're on fire.
Let me
Argus is yelling something.
rock your world.
I'll get on with it.
Anyways, okay, so no, seriously, what am I doing? Am I just an investigation on this then, or?
I think investigation would probably be appropriate, so you can decide what to do.
Okay.
I mean, because you're going to have to decide before you even lay a hammer on it. You're going to have to unless you just want to start wailing on it. You're going to have to decide where to hit it.
15.
15's what you needed.
Okay, so take out the mason tools, look at them, and I'm like, what am I doing? Put them back and start actually examining the rock, and then take just the butt of my dagger and start pounding on a few spots and find a weak spot.
You realize with the heat, the mortar is just keeping them in place. The weight of the stones is actually what's doing it. So they'll come away
It's
fairly easily. Right.
And so I'll turn to Jasper and say, Mantis, break this rock!
Okay. Flint, while he's doing all that, what are you doing? You do have one on you trying really hard to slap the snot out of you right now. Flint?
Yeah, sorry, I'm deciding.
sorry.
Just one, or are there any others near me?
You have one on you. Jasper just swiped the floor with two, and there's one trying to attack Jasper now.
All right,
As he's turning back around.
I'll just make 2 attacks with my magical.
It's really hard to attack an elephant when it's moving, you know?
All right, I'll just make 2 magical battle axe attacks on this one that's trying to attack me. 2 and natural 19 plus 5, so 24.
Definitely hit.
I was about to say before your
that
second
one.
hit, you're doing it wrong. You need to say timber.
Ooh, very nice. 9 points of magical slashing damage.
All right. Was that for both attacks?
Yep. Only one of them hit.
All right.
Champion to firewood.
Jasper.
He scratches his head with a tibial spine, trying. Is there anything heavy around?
Kung Fu Panda, this is not.
Is there anything heavy around that looks like solid, like any large metal objects or large other bits of stone masonry or anything like that?
There's two chandeliers laying in the middle of the floor that are quite heavy.
All right, chandelier it is. He'll run up to that.
Or
Scoop it up as a rock and chuck it at that as hard as he can, just like onto the hearth. So I guess attack roll against the hearth with. Do I have advantage because the hearth is paralyzed?
Yes, you do.
It's
not putting up a fight.
Stationary objects, right?
How about an advantage because I pointed out the
Of
weak
the-
spot?
He doesn't seem to see you coming.
Well,
Right here.
I always figure like if an object,
Like, dive
you know,
out of the way.
if a creature is frozen in a hold person in combat, you have advantage on the attack. So any stationary object, I figure you should have advantage on too. But
Well, that AC at that point is just its durability, not its mobility or
right.
fleshiness.
So it's a
You know, I would argue that why would you even roll to hit an inanimate object? But then I've worked in 30 years in
was gonna
manufacturing,
say, yeah.
and I realized not
everyone's
everybody-
rolled a 1 at some point on hitting an inanimate
Yeah.
object.
The hammer hitting the thumb instead of the nail is
Yeah.
a real thing.
So,
I nearly
And, I
broke
mean, you
my
might
orbital
break
lobe
your-
with a crowbar.
well, I was.
You might break your weapon before you break the object too. That's what I've rolled
Part of-
as well.
Part of what I do in
Yeah.
my industry is we have a thing called a nuclear gauge to measure the density of soil on construction sites. Part of that is that you have to hammer a pin into the soil, and then you put the probe of the nuke gauge into the hole that you hammer. So you put your foot on a plate, and then you kind of lean back with this 5-pound sledge and hammer the pin in. And once or twice it has happened where I hit the top of the pin, but at just the wrong angle, and it kind of glances off the pin and then hits my shin. And let me tell you, you feel that one. So that's about as
At least it's not.
that's
an
about as
axe.
nat a 1 as you can get.
Oh.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I got a 26 to hit the hearth with the chandelier.
You definitely hit it. Really, it's just hit points.
Okay, so my damage
Yeah,
on
I already
that.
have hit
My
points.
damage on that is 2 fists, 1 rock to hit range. Oh shoot! Darn it! I didn't put the damage for the rock throw. Sorry, 1 sec. Giant.
Are you considered, or is it considered a siege weapon?
No, I am
So it
not
does.
a siege.
Okay.
And
So you don't
rocks.
do double damage to structures.
That's 76 plus 6 on the rock attack.
Wow. Rock
6
this way.
and 7. So 12, 18, 19, 27, 29, 31 plus 6, 37 points of damage to the hearth. Just
I did not see that coming.
slammed.
Well, this whole drama I was going to play out here and played.
Just add some hit points if you want another round to go. That hearth flares with arcane energy and
Well, the whole thing loosens. The whole thing loses shape, but still maintains its structure.
okay.
But the cracks on Brand's side appear all of a sudden as it lurches towards him. The whole structure kind of lurches as Jasper flings this giant piece of iron at it, and it bounces off of it in this horrendous sound. And of course, Brand, all you can do is what you just did with your hammer and chisel. And anyway, Hargis made his attacks. He stabbed the thing for some formidable damage, but of course, it barely did anything to it. And Now it will be their turn. All right. Let's see who's left here. Okay, Bran. The one that was on you, Hargis, is attempting to take both of them. So both of their attacks are on him. Okay.
Okay. Don't
He's
kill.
getting slapped around back and forth, and we'll see if the other one catches him on the way back. The other one misses him, mainly because he was staggering from the blow he took from the first one. Let me write down his damage here.
I don't know how I feel about you killing off your own character. There's better ways to re-roll, you know.
It's awkward.
Let him retire.
Okay, Jess, Flint, the one on you is going to attempt to swipe at you, and he is totally ineffectual. You can thank Hargis. Spend all their energy on
Killing
Hargis.
yourself is not the answer. That's all I'm gonna say. It never
No,
is.
it's some kind of recovery. Okay, Jasper, the one on you
All
does hit you. And it is 16 points of damage.
Okay. I will make my concentration check. Ooh, 18 on the die. Nice. So I am still a giant praying mantis.
All right. Brambrick, he missed you. Okay,
I
the
miss
other
him
two are entering into combat, and of course, Hargis is trying to. I think at this point, Hargis is going. No, he can't. So, inspiration, and he'll throw it on Flint.
Go, Flint, go.
And now we're at the top again. Brand, what are you going? You still working on the hearth, or what are you going?
Well, my Shadow Blade has worn off, and I'm thinking about using it again. But at this point, I think I'll just pull out my dagger, stick it into it, and booming blade the structure. It's not obviously going to move, but I still do 1d8 thunder damage
It
on it
might
if I
move.
hit. So,
Thunder damage is good.
Thunder
for
damage should
structures.
be
I mean, little do we know that this runic fireplace is really just a golem that's going to spout out and then start punching us.
That'd
with
be pretty
flaming
awesome,
fists.
actually.
Actually, I treat the thunder damage just like I would treat the shatter spell.
They are the same type
makes
of
sense.
damage,
Yeah,
shatter
makes
and
sense. Yeah,
that.
so-
So.
Potentially at least double.
So, Let's see if I know how to hit a rock. 16 to hit. Does that beat its AC?
You hit it. Has a
Okay.
10
Nice.
AC.
Oh, I guess it's really
Just
brittle.
a big sack.
Okay,
Well, it's easy to hit. It's
and
just a big sack of hit points.
I assume
not
no
special
piercing
damage.
damage to it.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Super
just
low
hit points.
dexterity.
That would be 4 thunder damage. And if it happens to move before its next turn,
I'll try and push
6
it so
more.
it moves.
by its own
Oh, that's
volition.
right. Yeah, can't do force movement.
Well, the one rock is ready to come out. You got a
Just so
rock.
you know, just so you know, Scott, in the Dungeon Master's Guide, stone generally has an AC of 17.
17. Well, see, that's
But
where
I mean,
we
it may not be like,
was running into the new rules.
yeah,
So-
it may not be like
that makes-
solid hard stone.
Well, you did
though,
say it
know,
had
since
grout.
it's-
Well, I
on
would
it, so.
Yeah, so it's probably the AC of just the grout, like breaking the stones apart
Yeah,
from
I
each
would
other as
count
opposed to shattering them.
Yeah. But the damage is, and then it just takes damage as you know, and it's just a lump of
Hit
pile
points.
of
Right,
hit
right.
points
Yeah.
there.
So that's fine. Yeah,
So-
super easy to hit.
So-
I wonder how rock would have a 17
Yeah.
AC.
If it has hit points and they're decreasing when I hit it, does that mean it
Yeah.
bleeds?
Yes.
It's mainly for like timing, you know,
Well,
because if you miss, then the creatures have another chance to attack while you're trying to hit it hard enough to crack it, you know. So
That makes
that's
sense.
that's
So,
how objects have AC.
Yep.
But you know,
Well,
if
also-
timing is an
Yeah.
issue, then it's just like, okay, it takes 10 minutes to dismantle it or whatever. But
Yeah.
or you break your hammer in half, and and your favorite hammer
I'm
is
totally fine
ruined
with missing this
because
thing.
you rolled
Brandbrack
too low
is a
too many
finesse
times.
kind of person. He does not necessarily have a lot of
Perfect,
strength to bypass
perfect
something.
form. He lunges, rapier out, and point, point on the rock.
Or the cartoon where they hit the pole and then they just do that shake.
Keep digressing. Whose turn is it? I believe Brand just went, so it would be Flint's
Brand.
attack.
Brand foolishly flailed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got the rock loose.
Yeah, I'll just be like, hurry up on that hearth, and I'll just keep attacking twice with battle axe. That hits. That's a that's a 21 to hit, and a 17 to hit.
Okay, they both
So I
hit.
think that's 2 hits. First one does 5 damage. Second one does 8 damage. So a total of 13 points of damage on this creature.
Okay. All right, Jasper, what are you going to do? There's one that's harassing you.
Well, he's gonna ignore it and just grab that other chandelier and slam it into the hearth. See if he hits.
Do it.
19 on the die. So that'll hit another
Hit it.
7d6 plus 6.
Jeez Louise. Jeez. I'm going to have to address my thinking about Jasper. Maybe I should start eating his pancakes.
He's venting all of his frustration at being not an inventor all this time.
29.
I would say there's something going on here.
35 points of damage.
Now that he believes in himself, he can become the things that he always wanted to become.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so just scoops up that other chandelier, big old arc, slams it down.
So he's gained a new confidence.
Well, he's much bigger now, too, so.
Okay. Again, horrendous noise. And the thing is shattered. It's come apart. I mean, it could take some more damage, but it shattered to the point. It's like somebody turned off the lights. The lights just dim and disappear in the stones. The creatures that are surviving stop and do a reverse and crawl back up the walls and are attempting to escape now. If you want to make free attacks, you can make free attacks on them.
Opportunity.
The ones in the fire have lost all their momentum. They're out.
Okay.
Also,
Now they're
being
just
a little boy at
burning
the
wood.
arcade with unlimited coins.
I make one opportunity attack. Rolled a 17, so that's 5 points of damage on the one that's running away from me.
I will attempt to leap up and grab one to drag it back down and say, "Oh no, you don't."
You're staying with me.
All right, roll it.
Okay, so I'll make athletics versus it, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't bend the rules too much, Dustin.
Well, no, I mean, I'm grappling it. I'm trying to grapple.
You can't opportunity attack grapple, though.
That is, I think, technically true.
Oh.
I thought we all had a round before they ran away out through the top, is what I was thinking.
No, they're running away, and these are opportunity attacks.
Okay, well, then I'll just insult it.
They totally forgot about us. They are
I
fleeing.
honestly didn't think those were opportunity attacks. I thought we had a free round of attacks.
That's
They're
what he meant by
creepy,
free attacks.
Fighter-like,
Yeah.
full-limbed way.
Jasper hits one but doesn't do any actual damage because they resist his physical attack, but he snaps off an arm as it runs away.
Yeah, that's right. Run for it. Get out of here, all of you.
Disappear. All you have now is the light of the fire.
I'll never come back.
Oh, yeah.
as it starts to calm down, and the hearth is all broken and the fire is just kind of crackling through it, I'll look around and I'm like, I think it looks better that way. Yeah,
Yeah,
hell,
the
the
rock is
lighting's a
just
lot
tumbled
better
rock.
this way. Why didn't they do an open hearth in the first place? Just a fire pit.
Open hearth concept. It's very trendy.
Well, the only thing that's saving the place now is that the side walls
Are
up to a
rock.
certain height and the floor
That's
is
right. Yeah.
stone.
Yeah.
Correct. And
Well, if you could save
now
it,
you just have a fire in a totally quiet building,
Mhm.
dark building.
are the bodies just kind of burnt up, or do they just look like normal wood in the flames at this point?
The ones that, well, it's hard to say because they're so freakishly long limbed. They just look like jumbled logs and they're all burning merrily. And now it's kind of scattered, so it's not even a cohesive bonfire. It's just, a mess on the floor.
Breck will click his tongue and look around, and then start mumbling himself and say, and loud enough for you guys to hear, but say, I wonder if there's any marshmallows in the pantry.
I'm gonna go look over at the hearth. I'm gonna go look over at the busted up hearth and just kind of look at the markings on the stones and that were flaring up with light during the battle, and just sort of look at those.
Okay. I'm trying to think how you would translate it. With some study, you can translate it. Y'all just didn't roll high enough. I'll allow you to try to translate.
Oh, it's in a
Get it.
different
Kind of like
language.
a take 20.
Yeah, it's just like a elder language, like a proto dwarven, proto human.
So you gotta
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean
okay.
that's why it's so familiar to you. It's
All right.
it's not that it's a big mystery. It's just not
kind of like
common
taking 20
anymore.
on it. Just really long, arduous process eventually.
Kind of like trying to make sense of
Yeah.
Middle English.
Right. Or calligraphy and, some of the old handwriting.
We had that issue
That kind
before
of thing.
when we first read the wording and stuff that way. It wasn't a language any of us really recognized or just knew that was really old.
Hargis rolled right now. He actually rolled a 19. He says, if you take the limbs off them trees, it looks a lot more familiar. So now you can all take an advantage to whatever you do attempt to roll,
They've got
decipher it.
extra tildes on there.
I'll make an investigation check.
Ooh,
22.
Nice.
Well, yeah. It's literally, you realize now, it's literally there's people's monikers, it's names, Falks in different forms, people's names, and then you realize all around along the base they've taken the stones from the original hearth and added it into it, and it's promise of prosperity, and it's laid out right there what the pact was. They're giving firstborn sons prosperity, and they're calling it a ritual, and it names the time and everything. As much as you want to know of it.
Do you suppose that these are the names of those creatures? That those are the remains of the children that didn't succeed?
I was waiting for something to come up with this, looking at the bodies and figure out exactly what kind of a person Scott is deep inside.
This is exactly when the GM needs to...
Just like waiting. I'm like, oh great, how many kids did we just kill?
Oh, I had this thought the second we saw the faces on the trees. I was like, I wonder if this is just everybody
Right.
that's failed, or this is what happens to them when they fail, is they just become one of the masses, which, delightfully means that we were murdering a bunch of children. But
Well,
if you ask me,
No.
we are putting them out to
Corruption.
misery.
Very much like the hags would.
yes, I mean, delightfully so. We were ending their misery.
Absolutely.
That was definitely Dustin talking, not Bran.
So if you investigate, there's all kinds of clues, family names, and the pack laid out, and the when it was to happen, how it was to happen, the fact that the things just worked out right, the fact that the heir wasn't here, um, impacts the pact. I guess if we were going to add something, Hargis will say, "Hey, but what do we do for next year? Is there
Right,
no way to break it?"
now that we've done this, I'm a little curious what caused all this in the first place, because like I'm vaguely familiar with fey creatures and other things like that. A lot of the times they have to act on some kind of contract or setup or something that way. Um, Something like this doesn't come into being just by itself, so they had to have found some way.
Well, they did make a
So,
contract.
where do you think? Yes, but like the first person that found it had to have found them in the woods nearby or something that way. Like maybe there's a hag like what we experienced way back in um, Morn Blossom or something else that way that's adversely affecting it. Like this this stuff doesn't just happen. Like there has to be some other cause. This can't be everything. Those things were related to whatever the family set up regarding this hearth, and that means it could happen again, or maybe there's something else going on. So I don't know if this has resolved it completely, but it may be worth looking into. Jasper, get out of that form.
He already is
on
on
the
that
dagger.
form. He already is
That was
on
just
that form,
Jasper.
and he's just going like this still.
Right, we're not a lot.
I'll just, but yeah, pull up the dagger. Jasper.
Start stabbing him. Well, you hit.
Get out! Oh,
I threw it at
Oh
your
no,
dad.
he's still a praying mantis. He's got another like 50 minutes of praying mantis
yeah,
form.
I thought he was still in the form. He hadn't dropped
So,
it yet.
in other words, we're all
I'll
standing
let
around
them stay just in case
giant
anything
critters
attacks.
just leaning over us.
Yeah, he's got his
Okay, I want to attack him. I'm just like,
he's got his tibial spines crossed, and he's just listening,
That's not creepy
listening,
at all.
not
lad.
comprehending really anything. Very...
also the fact that it takes up more than half the room.
He'll,
Just don't
he'll
offer
climb
the
up on
digging.
top of the
We'll all
ceiling
be
and hang
up.
from the ceiling down now. So he's got like just a couple legs attached to the ceiling and the rest of the body hanging down vertically. So you're looking at his upside down head.
Oh, how does he
not
do that
creepy at all.
as a giant mantis? Doesn't he
Strength to weight
heavier?
ratio is maintained
Aye.
through magic.
I'm more curious how the structure is going to hold up that as we hear. Yeah, I'm going to move over there.
I do climb speed, so pretty sure you have climb speed.
But
Climb speed.
I don't know, Flint. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like this can't be like the resolution. Like that was too easy to just break the fireplace. Sure, they all ran away, but that doesn't get rid of them. That just
I'm-
scared them off.
More interested in the fact that that they came for us even though the heir wasn't here. Why do they even bring the heir here at all? Why not just burn this place to the ground or never come back here? It doesn't seem like they're bound to bring their heir here. They still showed up even though the boy wasn't here. He's over in where'd they go? Springforge or whatever. So I don't really see the problem. And now that the hearth is destroyed, I mean, is somebody gonna rebuild it?
Yeah,
Can't we
will it
just
come back
rebuild
the
one
next day?
without these specific stones? Can we get rid of these stones that have the monikers on them?
How late is it?
I don't know. I feel like it's worthwhile to investigate the area around now that. I mean, the worst thing that we've encountered are those. If those are what's in the woods, I'm not really worried. I do want to see if Any of the ones that we burned here are no longer creepy faces out in the trees surrounding this place anymore.
Gonna do that tonight or tomorrow?
Okay,
Well,
Jasper, that's just
Argus
weird.
suggests the least we can do is carry these stones out yon door and toss them down yon slope and scatter them as
And
much
thus
as
the game of bowling was invented.
Cannon. Along with
Argus will make a lore check. Oh, that's the second dice, and it's so distracting because it's everything I can do. I have to go look for it.
Gotta get a box.
Okay, 17. You know, he suggests the stones are possibly an anchor
Yeah.
to the.
yeah, an anchor for the contract, but where's the source? So I feel like we're gonna have to go investigate that. Didn't they say? I thought they mentioned that there was some other place nearby that this, like we had this place and then there was another place. Maybe I'm remembering
What,
wrong.
the cave you're thinking of?
But
Something about a cave?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
are we remembering that right, Scott?
No, this was actually the original, like where the tribe was.
Yeah.
This is where they set it up.
It's rich country, you know. You realize this is prime hunting land, and apparently, in some time of drought, you know, petulance and drought, somebody made a deal that, and I would argue that, you know, if you were to ask Hargis, and he was waxing poetic, he'd say greed was all the excuse they needed to seek out for something to, some opportunist evil spirit or whatever to come in and make them a deal they can't refuse.
Right.
And then it's greed that had them rebuild
It
the
was just
heart.
working, you know. Work.
You know, this generation seems noble and you know, for the greater good. But then the next generation, who's to say what their grandson might do? He may gather the stones, rebuild the heart, and seal the pact again.
Man.
Or a new family or something else, but
Right.
maybe that's why they didn't
can't
care that
really-
the hair.
We can't really stop what future generations will do, but we can warn them, I guess.
Or we can just bury the truth so nobody figures it out and actually kill the source. That seems
Scatter the
plausible in
stones
my
and
mind.
Hope for the best.
Well, I can't imagine this contract is completely just set up with the stones here. There has to be somebody else on the other end of that. Whether that's a god or if it's just a being that's of power in the forest or something.
I don't think that matters, really. I mean, if they don't fulfill that end of the bargain, then the patron of this pact has no power, right?
Yeah, but if you get rid of that patron, then they can't remake that pact anyways.
Want to go patron hunting?
Just I keep falling into Hargis, and
It's okay.
I forget
You are Hargis.
I'm supposed to be
DM.
following the story.
Yeah,
You
Hargis.
are here, so yeah.
Argus
You are
is
Hargis.
our
Yeah, works
DM.
out.
I mean, if you want to flash out of the game stance like they do in Princess Bride, it's currently Argus telling it to the crowd what the adventurers of the
Yeah.
Firebrands is like when they
Yeah.
pop up
Right.
questions like this. And it's like, shut up and
Yeah,
let
when
me
they-
finish
when they-
the story.
When we make the movie, it'll be all these flash
Oh,
forwards to
forward.
Hargis at a pub somewhere telling the story, and then flash back to.
Yeah. Right. That's why Hargis is always the
Yeah.
story. So.
And you'll
Pretty
slowly
relevant.
notice three cloaked figures inching in ever so closely from different background spots as it swaps from different scenes, and you just see them move around the bar until they're behind Hargis, and then they
And then-
unveil us.
and then
we
down
just,
from
like,
the
strangle
ceiling.
him. Like,
Down from
"Right
the
about
ceiling,
the
a
story."
praying
Yes, I can
mantis
explain!
lowers itself down from the ceiling.
Now, lad.
Anyways, but I don't know. The way I feel about it is that we were hired to put an end to it. I don't know if this necessarily counts. It seems too easy. There has to be something else.
I see.
They
Let us get us.
left pretty fast when we destroyed the hearth, so that might have been the crux of the entire issue.
Well, Hargis says, I say let's sleep on it, and then we use every spell we got to burn this place to the ground. Let's have a short rest so we can regain our spells and use every spell we got to burn this place to the ground and scatter it as much as we can and destroy it. At
The
least
entire place?
read.
That'd be a shame. I mean,
You know, I love a good fire.
Oh, so do I.
this is a nice place. Do you think the entire area is cursed? Or
Well, if nothing else, I think we should look at those trees in the morning.
I'm all fine for I'm fine for a rest as well. So let's do that and decide what to do in the morning.
Hargis sings a song of rest. You know, in his story, he incorporates the story of, fey creatures making deals with mortals. And, it'll help everybody regain hit points
When Jasper
and whatnot.
drops his giant mantis form eventually, the timer runs out. He kind of... All right.
Are you still hanging to the ceiling when this
I think
happens?
knowing that it's ending, he... yeah. How high is the ceiling?
It's good 30 feet.
30, 40? Okay.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
he'll hang up there until the last minute, and then once it drops, he'll pull out the ripcord on his the webbing that go. Oh no, wait, he doesn't have to do that anymore. No, he still does it though, because when he pops Featherfall now, he can still angle the current as he's going down to control his descent. So he kind of does a slow glide, big slow circle, lands.
Let's just
Doesn't he catch an updraft from the giant?
If it's still
fire
burning,
within
I'll
the-
certainly, I'd certainly try. I could calculate. I calculated the glide ratio of it at one point because I used to fly gliders, so it's not that crazy. He doesn't have a great glide ratio. I figure it's just a 1-to-1. The planes I used to fly would get like 35 to 1. So for every 35 feet you go lateral, you only go one
It would
foot
drop
down.
1 foot down.
But like.
And my friend had
Oh,
a
yeah.
sailplane license. There's a place just down the
Yeah,
road
it's
that
really
is
fun.
known
Like
for
flying
that.
squirrels and stuff will get like
Love it.
5-to-1, 3-to-1, something like that. Yeah.
Depends if you punt them or not.
So I figure he's less efficient, so he's only got a 1-to-1 glide ratio. But I did way too much math on that at one point. Yeah.
Not enough.
Never enough. But yeah, he lands, stretches it out. That's still really fun. If any of you would like to try it at some point, I can do it once a day. So if you would,
I don't know how a mantis would look with my beard,
I don't see why
so
not.
I don't really want to.
I mean, it might.
Do I keep my beard
Mine-
when I go to
no.
mantis form? That would
Mine
almost
didn't
make
carry
it.
over,
I have
yeah.
to do
Oh,
it.
I guess mantis.
Yeah,
that-
mine didn't
that
carry
sounds
over
scary
either.
to
So,
me.
although I do try and work in some of the red and green coloration, I do try and maintain that. So,
I
yeah.
couldn't
But
see
no,
them
if any of
quite
you would
well.
like to do that in combat sometime, just let me know, and I could make you into the giant mantis creature, and you could be up there, in the fracas, taking the big hits, and then I could still drop spells and such from a distance. I just wanted to get that door closed because I was afraid of getting overrun when they were first coming in. I didn't want to get, just totally swarmed by them. But
So what did y'all decide to do? We've stood
Yeah,
around. The adrenaline has taken us down many roads, but
I think set a watch. Yeah.
it seems like we haven't come
I
up
think
with a
we-
real
Let's
solution.
set a watch, have a rest, and in the morning, we'll go investigate the forest, and then maybe scatter the stones, bury them. I guess we could assume that they're all needed together, right? Each of these stones, the ones that are the more arcane anchors for this, right? If we assume that's the...
I would
Definitely what seemed to be the case.
Argus's guess.
Actually, I'll do an Arcana check. See if I can... No. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a great plan. We'll just scatter them and hope
What
that does the
about
trick.
shattering the hearth once we
I
get all
think,
the
yeah, for
rocks
sure.
carried out?
Dismantle the hearth entirely, destroy it as much as we can. I mean, we can try wailing on these individual stones with the arcanes and see if we can break them, too. I mean, you want to just give it a shot with your chisel and see if you can break the
Well,
actual...
Yeah, let me see one of those really quick. I'll just use my mason tools on it. I mean, puts rock together.
Yeah, maybe.
You can probably take it apart.
Tink, tink. Yeah,
I
if we
think
can just
so.
break those apart, maybe, that'll go a long way to permanently dispelling it.
Okay. I will attempt to use my mason tools on it to pulverize the rock into a fine chalk.
The stuff flies. It doesn't put up a fight.
Okay.
It doesn't resist the chisel. It's just time. It is bedrock. I mean, these stones are like a...
So you see, it's
can't think of what it's called.
I'm joking.
It's a white crystalline stone.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, I
It's
could
enlighten
ask...
us, Jasper.
Slightly
It's
hard.
what kind of a stone? Was it white crystalline?
It's white
Is it
with a
primarily
lot of
quartz
crystal in it.
and orthoclase feldspar?
Fairly
Is it like
hard.
a granitic?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of
so
gray
maybe a
into
tonal.
white,
All right.
but it
This
takes...
is highly entertaining because I'm hearing these words. I'm like, I know what most of those words are, and now I want to go and Wikipedia the rest of them.
He just made it super smart and beyond
Feldspars
my,
are, everyone knows what granites are like, but granites are classified based on their mineral composition. The felsic or light-colored
How
minerals
much?
are quartz, and then a lot of the feldspars. The mafic are the darker ones, and they're more iron content in all of those. So hornblende and all those other dark ones, biotite, that kind of thing. So granitics are mostly felsic.
So this is pretty much for your
Which one of them tastes like
Halite,
salt?
which is actually just salt. Salt tastes like salt. Yeah, it's actually
But it can be found in other compositions of rock, right?
really, when you're tasting salt, you're just tasting salt. It's some sort of evaporite that is, maybe it could be like potassium as well, but potassium salt. But like salt is pretty common occurrence, and it's an evaporite that gets into solution and then evaporates out. So
Yeah. No, I mainly meant like you could find it in other, like if you find a rock and you break it apart, you could find halite inside of it.
not for the most part, no. Unless it were some sort of like, it would have to be like a void space in, say, like a geode that water was moving through, and then the halite could come out of solution and form that way. Yeah, but it wouldn't be,
Evaporated
because the
into
thing
it.
is, like, halite is strictly an evaporite. It doesn't occur in igneous solutions or really metamorphic things like that. Those will recrystallize into much denser materials, and halite's just an evaporite, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you know later,
Yeah.
because I definitely have questions.
But yeah, I think
You tickled my interest.
I've got,
damage pretty readily. I mean,
you should see
It's
my
just
notes where I go way too
to
into
describe it.
specifics of rocks of various mountains and stuff like that, like mostly for only my own internal review. But so like I know what rocks are where in my world. Very rarely does it come up in game, but
yeah, but there's somebody like you that
One
becomes a
would think that you
millionaire
have a
when
stoic
he walks
personality.
down a miner's road where they were digging coal and they
Yep.
threw out all the garbage stones that turn out
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
valuable emeralds, valuable
so
precious
yeah,
stones.
I recently
So then he
yeah.
bought up every mine in his area, and
It's
that's
fun
what he
stuff.
does.
But yeah, I've actually got. I could drop 4 shatters on this as well. If it's taking too long to mess about with the chiseling, we could try just. I got 4 shatters.
I could,
Forgot that we can
It's such a
all
good
cast
spell.
Shatter.
Yeah.
except for me.
Barely, really.
I did not
It's.
take
I
that
mean,
one.
it's hard to resist. It is so good. Yeah.
It is a good spell, and it's a dramatic spell.
I mean, it would be good to like branch out in case we get to some thunder.
Well, I've got all sorts of other
resistant.
stuff for that. That's why I don't use it terribly often.
Okay, just meta magic.
Oh
it
gosh,
into
that's a
some
tempting
other
one to
form.
take. It's really tempting, but I know.
Because you could turn to fire,
Ugh.
and then it would still apply to anything that's vulnerable to fire, like wood, and then it would structurally damage it more because that's what part
It's
of the
very
spell.
tempting.
Anyways,
Very tempting.
fun theories for later.
Should you want to try that? I mean, if we don't want to mess about with chiseling,
Actually, is thunder one of the elements that you
Yeah.
can change in that meta magic feat?
pretty
thought it
sure
was
thunder's in
lightning.
there. Pretty.
It's just
yeah,
any
pretty
of
sure
the
elemental.
elements,
Yeah.
I think. Acid, fire,
Like
cold,
chromatic orb,
lightning,
basically.
thunder.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Um,
I've got a couple shatters of my own before
Mhm.
my battery runs out, so if we
Actually,
need
can
to
do
do that, that's fine.
You guys are a bunch of construction workers on
Yeah.
this thing, just
Can
jackhammering
we-
it with spells. Just.
Should we
Yeah,
take
I
it
think I took
outside?
4 times at
I mean, just
second
in-
level. So
I mean, just in case the cabin itself isn't cursed and we could keep it as intact as possible, should we take the stones outside and blast them there, and then...
Sure, why not?
all right.
I mean, we'd still probably want to destroy the area that was the hearth anyways, and probably just make it a fire pit. But
Or just make a new hearth. If it doesn't have these stones with the names on them, I can't see how the magic could hold.
that's true. But I mean, I didn't think we were being hired to become carpenters, construction workers, and masoners.
We
That's a
can
good point.
we can be efficient though.
We've done our job. All right, I'll start just lugging
Well,
the stones
would you rather do that
outside.
as yourself, or would you rather do
At
that as a I don't know, some sort of giant boar with a good digging potential, or a giant badger maybe, or some huge version with lots of
Something
strength?
with hands.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think I'd rather have my thumbs and fingers here ready to pick them up. You know,
And don't you
I can't
dare
really
Giant
say
think
ape.
of any
We could do
animals
giant
that
ape.
can pick up.
you could throw the
Things.
main doors
Well,
open and
yeah,
ride
you
the
could do
cart
that
in
too.
here.
By the way, are the goats
Oh, no,
all
the
right? They were
goats.
outside.
Uh-oh.
They're fine. They weren't bothered
They're not small
Unmolested.
children. They don't care.
in the outbuilding.
I guess.
I feel
Have
like
we
the DM
heard-
is protecting his
They only want
creatures.
children.
Have we heard
As a
any?
matter of fact, yeah.
Have we heard any? Have we heard any
If-
animals
Oh, good
around
question.
here, DM? Like, since we
Right.
got here, do we hear birds and crickets?
Definitely quiet.
No animals
Oh,
at
okay.
all, huh?
So, I would have
Yep,
expected.
definitely gotta
Not
kill
near
them.
me. There was animals in abound. I mean, there was deer crossing horses
Oh, okay.
when you were
Gotcha.
heading here. But when as closer you approach to this specific area, the quieter,
Interesting.
stiller it got. There's no trees,
Right.
birds in the trees, no hawks.
I just like the idea of Flint walking up to the goats and he like puts his hand on one of the goats' heads and he's like, "The goats, they're restless." Something's amiss.